great to have you here for episode 73 of Family Life Mornings. We're a morning radio show hosted by Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life, a network of stations across New York and Pennsylvania. Our podcast, well, some of the best moments of the week.
God, but really? We can do better than that.
Right.
He's not talking about our show, is he?
Are you just starting your day? Well, so are we. It's Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life Mornings.
There's certain things that seem to never get old. Always put smiles on your face. Can you think of any?
Well, when you have service people coming back home and they're reunited with their families,
That's a good one.
That's a moving
Brandon,
thing. Yeah.
Brandon, can you think of?
I think giggling babies.
Perfect.
Time to see them, have that little
So
cackle.
cute.
You can't help but laugh.
Never get old. Terese, can you think of anything that always?
Puppies on the internet.
Puppies on the internet. Yeah, that's great. You guys haven't mentioned mine. My favorite one. It never gets old to see a cow on a trampoline. Yeah.
I forgot how much I love the cow
cows
on the
on
trampoline.
1A, 1B.
Oh, well, it's like
Right.
happened in Australia. The cow's okay. Don't worry about it. But
Why?
why? Why is he
Why
okay?
was the cow on the
Well, he
trampoline?
escaped. That's a good point. That's a good question. We'll have to have the cow was not interviewed for this story. He escaped and then somehow got up
Got
on
on
the
the
trampoline
tramp,
and
yeah.
then got stuck up there. But he's okay.
I have a theory
What's
about
that?
it.
Yeah, what?
Trying to make a milkshake.
We know you have lots of choices. Thank you for picking Family Life Mornings.
I'm a 2-shower-a-day guy, but apparently I'm not taking the shower at the proper time, according to health experts. I take one in the morning, every morning. That helps wake me up.
Yeah.
And then after a workout in the afternoon, I'll take another shower, and that's it.
Yeah.
Experts say the best time is right before you go to bed. A little bit before you go to bed is the best time. And a warm shower will help you sleep a little better. Plus, it gets all the gunk from the day off, and it's better for your skin as well if you wear
If
makeup.
you have allergies, it really helps big time.
Seems to make sense.
Yeah, it does. So anyway, but they do also warn, do not clean this one thing. Do not clean your ears. You know you have self-cleaning ears? The ears will take care of themselves. You shouldn't take that thing that I used to do a long time ago. I used to do this. I used to do Q-tip all the time and dig into there. And experts say, no, that's not good because that puts the stuff deeper into your ear, the wax, and that's not good for you. It could affect your hearing. So, but I don't do that anymore. It's been a long time since I've used Q-tips, and I think I'm okay now.
You don't do that anymore?
What's that?
If you can't say it in front of your kids, you won't hear it on Family Life Mornings.
Oh, virtual learning is hard. A lot of people tell you it's just so challenging. It's hard for the kids. It's hard for them to pay attention. It's hard for the teachers to be able to keep tabs on the kids. I mean, is there anything good about virtual learning?
I'll bet.
Maybe. Maybe after you hear this story, it could save a life. So Julia teaches first grade, right? And one of her students was having all kinds of trouble connecting. And so she thought, okay, we're going to take a break. She calls the house just to say, like, have you checked your router and this and that? She gets the student's grandmother on the phone. And something's not right. So Julia ends up calling 911. The teacher calls 911. They show up. The grandmother is having a stroke. Wow. And so if it wasn't for virtual learning, like that student wouldn't have been in school. Sure. Grandma might have been home alone. Who knows what would have happened? So as you're frustrated with Google Classroom today, just be reminded it could be a lifesaver.
A new day, a new start, a God who never changes. You're waking up with Family Life Mornings.
Do you know spelling bees are only done in countries, well, USA, but other countries that speak English? That's the only time they have spelling bees because, I didn't know this, that other languages, the spelling is too predictable. So they don't have spelling bees. It wouldn't make any sense. It's predictable.
Wow.
Although I would disagree. I would think USA, the American language, English, is very predictable. I have the knowledge of that. Knowledge? Knolleje, knowledge.
Well done.
They don't need a request to be your friend. They already are. Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life. A friend you can turn to.
Made a brand new recipe last night from my Magnolia Table cookbook. It's winter. I'm sure we're going to make it again. I think my cooking has gotten better, especially, during the pandemic. A lot of people say that their cooking now is so good that it would impress a 5-star chef.
Wow.
Now, we have had a lot of practice. But I don't know. We might have gotten better. Maybe we've just forgotten what a really good restaurant meal tastes like.
Maybe.
I'm
That's
thinking
true.
that could be it too, right?
Oh, wow. Hey, speaking of Nick, tomorrow's going to have pumpkin curry for Nick's Picks You Can Fix.
I
Right about this
love
time tomorrow. So I'm glad there are people who do like to follow recipes. And if it's more than like 2 or 3 ingredients for me, I kind of get lost and
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. It's kind of like I look at recipes the same way I look at science fiction. I get to the end and I think, yeah, this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen.
While you're packing your lunch, they're packing your mornings with a whole lot of fun. It's Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
There was a helicopter pilot flying over California wildfires recently, making those water drops, and amazing how that all happens. And we appreciate those people doing that when all of a sudden something flew into the cabin of the helicopter and he said, "What was that?" And then a voice perched on the back, perhaps a voice came and said, "I am not a what? I'm a who." Who? Well, if it could, yes, who? An owl flew into the helicopter and was there for a little bit and then flew off. And another conversation, which could have happened, is when the pilot got home, the wife says, "Boy, you must have had a tough day." And he goes, "Well, it was tough, but it was a hoot." Again, these are conversations that could have taken place.
Could have taken.
Yeah.
Could have. Yeah, perhaps.
If it's too early for you to start thinking about real life, it's okay. You can hang out with us as long as you want.
This is Family Life Mornings.
You might think of the goal of any race to win, right? Sure. But in ancient Greece, there was actually a race where the winner was not the runner who finished first. The winner was the runner who finished with his torch still lit. So they would head out with this torch. And it got me thinking about how we run with our faith. You don't want to be the person that's like, go here, do this, serve this, do this, be with this person, go. And then you get done and you realize I went so fast that where's my light? Instead, you want to be the kind of person who moves quick enough to do good work for God, but still has your flame lit for Jesus at the end of the race.
You'll always wake up on the right side of the bed when you start your day with Steve, Terese, and Randy on Family Life, a friend you can turn to.
So getting engaged is really a big deal for any person's life. Couples are getting more and more creative with how they announce the big news. Some record elaborate videos, others take photos of the ring. Well, one woman and her fiance decided to get her pet dog in on the announcement, and she has her dog sitting very still, and then she puts her ring on top of his nose. And the dog is sitting still as the presumed fiance. You don't see him, but he says in the background, "Stay, stay." And he records him with the ring on his nose. But in a split second, the dog jerks its head sideways and catches the ring and immediately swallows it, thinking it's a treat.
Oh, it's a treat, all right.
Oh, yeah. But one thing we know for sure, we now have a diamond in the rough.
Music? Check. News? Check. Encouragement? Check. Yep, we're ready to start the day. Family Life Mornings.
So I've been trying to love my neighbors. Our pastor's been preaching about that. And it's a good thing to do always, but trying to really do intentional things to love my neighbors. We made a ton of salsa verde this summer, and I canned it. And so I headed out to drop off salsa and chips to some of our neighbors. I heard back from one neighbor. She said, "Thank you so much. Hey, I made too much sourdough bread. Would you like some?" And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And so she brought the sourdough bread over. And while she was at my house, I said, "Hey, I have a bunch of zinnias that are going to die. So how about if I cut you some to take to your house, and put in a vase?" And she loved that. Now, I can't wait to see what happens next. Apparently, when you love your neighbors, sometimes they love you back.
Wow. It's catching, isn't it? Very
Novel
catching.
idea.
Amazing.
Is the sun breaking through yet? He is the dawn. You're getting your day started with Family Life Mornings.
If only I had superpowers, I could be a better parent, right? But which superpowers do you think would help you most?
Looking for the top 3.
My name is Julie. I live in Owego.
What superpower do you think's on that list? What do you want?
to be invisible.
Invisibility is in the top 3.
We'll see you later, or maybe we won't.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bud Kelsey down in Elgin, PA. I think it'd be like Wonder Woman's lasso there.
Oh.
Wrangle those kids in. It's not in the top 3, but it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, let's keep him in line here.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm Angela Marks, and I live in Johnson City, New York. Duplicate myself.
Oh, more than one mom.
My son wants me to be Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Spider Mom. Spider Mom.
She can do whatever she wants.
All right, so the top 3, invisibility,
Yeah.
which I think would give us the ability to find out who really started it.
Oh, can I guess one? Maybe out of the 3.
Okay,
especially during
yeah.
This time, math, middle school math.
Okay, that might have helped a little bit
Okay, not
during the pandemic, but
Right.
not in the
No.
top 3.
Okay.
Time travel is in the top 3, and so is flying. I mean, flying would mean you could avoid that pickup line at school,
Right.
but time travel,
Yeah.
well, would it allow you to go back and fix all the times that you
Yeah.
messed up as a parent? Because goodness knows, we sometimes mess up as parents.
A little serious, a little silly. A perfect balance to start your day. Family Life Mornings.
Carrie Job released a new CD this week called The Blessing, and to celebrate, well, we asked you for blessings even during the pandemic.
Debbie in Binghamton.
Tell us how God's blessing through the pandemic.
I had always wanted to go to a Bible study and just never did it. And then I had more time during the pandemic, and I participated in Chip Ingram's Bible studies I heard about on Family Life.
What do you think is the biggest thing you learned about God in that study?
That he loves us so much, and that I want other people's approval, but I don't need it.
Wow, I think that was worth it, huh?
It was definitely worth it. I think of it every day. I just love it.
Randy, Odessa, New York.
Have you seen God working his blessings through the pandemic?
As an essential worker, I'm a truck driver. As an essential worker to help supply stores, to help keep the other people doing their jobs and whatever it is, still had a job. The other layer would be that through the whole thing is that he's kept me safe. The final layer would be that all across New York and Pennsylvania, I get to pick up you guys in multiple stations, and you are an encouragement with God's there through the whole thing and still in control.
Good morning. This is Pastor Darrell from Franklin, Pennsylvania. We were able to continue to do our worship services and probably tripled our viewership. But more importantly, our outreach director decided to start feeding people as they drove through our tent in the back of the church, and we served 300 meals twice a month.
You never would have had a meal ministry if it wasn't for the pandemic, would you?
The crazy thing was she had a dream of doing it like maybe once a month to the shut-ins only, and she had an idea of, maybe 50, 75 meals, and God said, really? We can do better than that.
Right.
I love how our God takes maybe into really.
Exactly. Isn't it cool?
You know we're friends because we're already on a first-name basis. It's Family Life Mornings with Steve, Terese, and Randy from Family Life, a friend you can turn to.